The world-famous preacher Billy Graham guided many souls into a vast amount of false doctrine and perilous philosophy. He played a large part in breaking down hostility to the Roman Catholic Church, wickedly working with them during his crusades and missions, leading souls to that church and teaching millions that the Roman Catholic Church was of God. This inexcusable rejection of the clear and plain words of God in the Scriptures, which was embraced and followed by multitudes of churches and professing believers, propelled the ecumenical movement to new heights of apostasy. Part of this apostasy, which was led and developed by Billy Graham, involved the undermining of the authority of Scripture. This involved Graham's promotion of false modern Bible perversions, but also Billy Graham's open questioning of the clear biblical text regarding God's creation of the earth. Graham's compromise in this issue shows his vulnerability to adopting unscriptural philosophy and set an example of apostasy which has been followed by many. In a book published in 1998 called Billy Graham in Conversation, we read a number of exchanges between Billy Graham and interviewer David Frost. Mr. Frost records in the book how he asked Billy Graham if he took the Bible literally and what he thought about evolution versus creation. As part of his response, Billy Graham stated the following: "I believe that God did create the universe. I believe he created man, and whether it came by an evolutionary process and at a certain point he took this person or this being and made him a living soul or not, does not change the fact that God did create man." Billy Graham's initial response displayed his claim that evolution may have been the vehicle God used to create man. David Frost pulled him up on this, challenging Billy Graham that he was modifying the Bible by accepting evolution and that this sets a bad example for further modification of Bible doctrine. Billy Graham answered as follows: "I didn't modify because I didn't finish. I personally believe that it's just as easy to accept the fact that God took some dust and blew on it, and out came a man, as it is to accept that God breathed upon man and he became a living soul, and it started with some protoplasm and went right on up through the evolutionary process. Either way is by faith, and whichever way God did it makes no difference as to what man is and man's relationship to God." Billy Graham here not only promotes the world's godless theory of evolution as being a potential means by which God created man, but also claimed that believing in the evolutionary process makes no doctrinal difference. How blind can a man be? With the evolutionary perspective of man's formation, there are millions of years of death, violence, and decay which, if placed into the creation narrative, means that death came before sin entered into the world, whereas in Scripture we read that death came as a result of the sin of man. "Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." Billy Graham undermined the gospel and the plain text of Scripture by denying aspects of the gospel linked to creation truth. In doing so, he also set an example of adopting the world's philosophy as tools to interpret the Scriptures by. It is astonishing that Billy Graham gained such popularity amongst churches. He was a compromiser who led millions astray.